Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio. So today, with 151 being finally out in English, and having had the weekend with the cards actually on shelves, it is time, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to look at the most valuable cards from Scarlet and Violet 151, as it's known in English. It's been a long time coming, ladies and gentlemen, but we finally got the full list. It's out. We can have a look, and let's have a gander. Before we get going properly, I do just want to give a quick shout out to Mew, the regular version, which is coming in at about a $15 card right now. Now, as with all of these, it's going to drop. The prices of all of these always drop over time. But my point is, it's a regular EX sitting in at like $15. That is quite relevant. Of course, I've spoken multiple times about how ridiculous Mew is, because Free Retreat, it's got an ability that lets you draw into, you've got 3 cards in hand, and it's not limited to once per turn, just once per Mew per turn. Big difference. And for free energy, you can copy any attack on your opponent's defending Pokemon, and there's multiple big Pokemon you will KO with that. So yeah, Mew is nuts, and it is genuinely relevant that we can be, paying $15 for what is just a regular EX. It's not even that rare. Over time, obviously, this is going to drop, and it's going to drop quite dramatically, but it is worth noting that right now, as it stands, that is pretty expensive for a regular EX. And since we're talking about Mew, let's start off at number 10 with Mew. Yeah, that's right. Mew comes in at number 10, specifically the full art version of Mew, which is coming in somewhere in the region of around about, let's call it $22. $22 seems about right. That's what we're looking at roughly on TCG Player at the moment. And the reason this is high is because of what I just said. It's Mew. The thing is, Mew's really good. Like, really, 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 really good. And an awful lot of people are going to be putting this into their decks. So for that reason, people are going to be trying to go after it. And as I said, like, the regular version of Mew is sitting here at $22. That is a lot for a regular version. The full art version, it's a cooler version. An awful lot of people like it. Weirdly, some people have stuff against the gold. Some people just don't like the gold cards. So I've already seen multiple posts along the lines of, just to be clear, this is the optimal Mew, and that's why it's coming in here. And hey, in at number 9, we've got Mew, the aforementioned gold Mew. Now, I know I literally just told you that there are a bunch of people out there who don't like the gold cards and think the full art is optimal. The gold is still a little bit above, and it will be probably for a while. This is coming in at about a $25 card. So, let's not be pretending there's some huge difference between them. We see the gold and the full art in a bunch of different cards going back and forth. The gold is slightly more expensive here. Of course, as far as I am concerned, there is an optimal Mew. And the optimal Mew is the special illustration rare, which, remember, unlike in Japan, where it was in the set, it can only be gotten in the Ultra Premium collection. The Mew is not available in packs. Can only be gotten in the Ultra Premium collection. These are the free promos on the screen from the Ultra Premium collection. Do bear in mind that Gold Mew is actually a Metal Mew, so no, Gold Mew, the regular card, is not in the Ultra Premium collection. We are talking about a metal version of it. It's cool, but it ain't going in your deck. Am I going to buy multiple Ultra Premium collections to get multiple Mew to go in my deck? Probably not, because I'm not rich. It's a nice thought, though, isn't it? In at number 8 is not Mew. We're out of Mew cards for the minute. We've got the full art of ERIKA'S Invitation, which is coming in at around about $26. And yes, we're quite bunched at the bottom here. Understandably so, incidentally. So yeah, we're quite bunched down here. Don't worry about it, ladies and gentlemen. I've gone around, I've looked on TCG Player, eBay, bunch of other places. This is roughly what we're looking at. And look, people like ERIKA, and this is a lovely full art card, and that's going to put it on the list. In terms of playability, it's fine. You get to take a basic Pokemon out of your opponent's hand, put it on their bench, and immediately bring it into the active. So if they've got a bench spot, you can essentially attack a basic Pokemon in their hand, which is awesome. So yeah, it's full art ERIKA. People like Erika. Now, in at number 7, we've got Charizard. No, obviously not that Charizard. We'll get to that Charizard in a minute. No. We are talking about Full Art Charizard, which I'm going to tentatively put at about a $30 card, because that's what the last few I've found have been selling at, although I do think this one is ripe to go down. And basically with Charizard, and I'm going to have to apologize if this sounds a little bit obvious, but I'm going to say it anyway, it's a Charizard. And like, obviously it's a Charizard, that's a really obvious statement to make, but the fact of the matter is, it is a Charizard. And people love Charizard, and Charizard is extremely popular. And sure, this is the full art version of Charizard, not the special illustration rare, which is obviously coming up later on the list. But hey, we are still talking about a Charizard here. Now, playability-wise, I don't think it is as good as the Terra Charizard from Obsidian Flames, which is proving to be very good. Just won a regional this past weekend, I believe over in Brazil. I don't know why I say I believe over in Brazil. It was definitely over in Brazil. It was William Azevedo, apologies for any pronunciation there, went and won regional with Charizard, and actually at that particular tournament, 3 of the top 4 decks were Charizard. So basically, yeah, Charizard's pretty awesome. And this one is not going to be quite as good. Now, it doesn't mean bad. Still single energy, 160 if this Pokemon has any damage counters on it. You can still do 330 for 4 energy, discarding 3, which is a lot, but that's also a huge amount of damage. But if we're talking about full art Charizard here, I'm going to have to say, certainly in terms of playability, the one from Obsidian Flames wins. I'll let you decide which one you think looks cooler. In at number 6, we've got the special illustration rare of Venusaur, which is coming in at around $40. Starting to get a little bit of separation here. That's a little bit of a jump coming in there. And the Venusaur here, it's not really a playability thing. Now, I'm not saying this Venusaur is an absolutely terrible garbage card. It's fine. If it's in the active, you get to heal 60 from one of your Pokemon. It's quite nice. 150 plus Confusion and Poison is alright. But the fact remains, it's still not particularly good. It's a stage 2. I'm not expecting this to see a huge amount of play. I do, however, think it's a very cool card. The artwork is absolutely stunning. It is a fully evolved first partner Pokemon from Gen 1, which means people are going to absolutely love it. And that means it's quite expensive and it comes in on the list. In at number 5, we've got the special illustration rare of ALAKAZAM. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached that point in the video where we're talking about a bunch of special illustration rares. This one is ALAKAZAM, and I like this ALAKAZAM. The artwork is absolutely stunning, and I really like ALAKAZAM as a card. It's got an attack that does 120, but it can be used from the bench, so you can hide behind a wall Pokemon, hit. It's lovely, and look how stunning the artwork is. I mean, he's juggling spoons. It's ALAKAZAM. He was always going to be juggling spoons. That's what ALAKAZAM does. Doesn't mean it's not an extremely cool card, ladies and gentlemen. This is an extremely cool card. I'm a gigantic fan of ALAKAZAM. In at number 4, we've got Blastoise. It's coming in at about $50. ALAKAZAM was up on the top. It was $45. I don't think I actually said it. And so another little bit of a jump here. And we can compare this to Venusaur all day long, and basically, yes, Blastoise is a more playable card, it's also just more popular than Venusaur. People like Blastoise more than they like Venusaur, and I don't blame them. I like Blastoise more than I like Venusaur. When I play through Gen 1, which I've done more probably than most people should, yeah, I always go for Squirtle. And then I evolve it into Blastoise, and I run around Kanto wrecking face with Blastoise. And it's brilliant. Here, it is a stage 2 again, which is a pain, but it's got 330 HP. It takes 30 less damage from attacks, and for 2 energy, it can do 280 if you discard 2 water energy from your hand. That's a lot, ladies and gentlemen. That's a lot. In at number 3, also at $50, we've got ZAPDOS. And look, ZAPDOS is coming in at $50, which is the same as Blastoise, but generally speaking, it's averaging out a little bit higher. So, I'm putting ZAPDOS here, but no, they could flip-flop pretty easily. And like, just take one look at the ZAPDOS card. Like, the second you look at the ZAPDOS card, you're like, oh, okay, mate, I get it. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. We understand why the ZAPDOS is as high as it is, because, oh my goodness, look how stunning this card is. It's also got the other 2 birds on, which is brilliant. But it's got free retreat with lightning energy attached, and for free energy you do 120 to the active plus 90 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with any damage on it. It's just ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely ridiculous. Huge, huge, huge fan of ZAPDOS EX. Plus, come on, look how stunning it is. Now, in at number 2, we've got ERIKA'S Invitation. It's sitting there at about $60 at the moment. And this is one of those cards that has a lot of hype. There's generally one supporter card per set that has a huge amount of hype, and the special illustration rare gets very expensive. In this particular set, that card is ERIKA'S Invitation. People like ERIKA'S Invitation. It's a cool card. It harkens back to ERIKA'S Perfume, a very old card from the Wizards of the Coast era, the gym leader sets. And, I mean, we talked earlier about what it actually does. It's a cool card, but just look at the artwork. It's amazing. And then obviously number 1 is Charizard. Like, number 1 was always going to be Charizard. If there is a Charizard, it takes a lot to displace it. Number 1 in Obsidian Flames was Charizard. Number 1 here is Charizard. I still think the one from Obsidian Flames is more playable, and actually I adore the Akira Igawa artwork. Then again, I adore this one as well. Like, if you're a Charizard fan, you're eating well. There's not just a lot of Charizard cards, but they're just beautiful cards. And yeah, Charizard's awesome. It's coming in at $100, which is 40 more than the number 2. It is double the card in third. That's ZAPDOS. It's Charizard. It's a Charizard world. We're all just living in it. Charizard and ERIKA really are the 2 you're looking to pull here. But the fact that as I record this are like $100 and $60, that says very, very good things moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, for the affordability of these cards. I'm excited, but I want to know how excited you are. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure, and obviously tell me which ones, you've pulled, which ones you want, all of that. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. And of course, get shout-outs on the channel, like the lovely Mac DS, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now and is a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross and you've been watching PTCG Radio.